guys, what's going on? It's Serving Gaming here, and I wanted to take time out and do sort of a different video because this is partly a gaming channel. I wanted to do something talking about games. Now that I finally remembered to make this video, so I wanted to talk about I want to say top 5 new games that I played last year. But I only played 5 new games last year, so that'll be easy. But what I'll do is I'm gonna put this in order from my favorite to my least favorite, and then I'm gonna talk about some games that I am looking forward to this year, as well as some games I'm on the lookout for that may or may not be confirmed for this year. Alright, so starting off with my favorite games from 2025. So my number one game, if you've been paying attention to anything, is Expedition 33. When I tell you I had my eyes on this game since 2024, I had my eyes on this game. I think I first noticed it on the Game Ranks channel. I stay on their channel just looking out for games that are on the up and coming and things like that, and I knew I was going to love this game. I just didn't know I was going to love the game as much as I did. And when I tell you that first night it came out and I played it, I was just amazed. I'm sitting there like, when you get to the end of the prologue, when you get to that moment in the prologue, and then after that, what happens before you start the first chapter, yo, I'm sitting there like, this is how we're starting? Because if this is how we starting, then yo, crazy work. And then as the game progressed, and then as you find all these twists and turns and unexpected events in the game, yo, just crazy work, just wonderful, just everything. Like, I probably would have been upset if it didn't win Game of the Year. Not just Game of the Year, but even the things that I voted for, that I was like, I'm just gonna give it to I'm just gonna give it to Expedition, because they just crushed in so many things. The art, of course, the music, just how they did all the RPG elements and things like that. And if you notice from some of the videos on my channel, I play a whole bunch of games. This is kind of a first video really kind of getting to know me. So just to let you know, the only games I do not play are fighting games and racing games. I used to play fighting games and racing games when I was younger. I just kind of grew out of it. So those will be games you will not see on my channel. And we'll talk about horror games, but we'll get to that. But fighting games and racing games, I just do not play, because the last fighting game I took, I won't say seriously, because I've never played like competitively, but the last one I wanted to really get into was Injustice. Yeah, Injustice, back on the 360, and I loved it, loved the story, everything. And then that's when I noticed, like, right after that, I didn't have the attention span for fighting games anymore. I used to, I'm big into anime as well, so I used to love Ninja Storm series. That's as far as serious that I went in high school. That's all we played. We would, I know how it was back in the day before we really got into multiplayer, like online multiplayer and things. We would meet up at your friend's house, and then grab controller 1, grab controller 2, and we running fades and we taking turns and things. And that's how it was. The last fighting game I bought, unfortunately, and I knew I shouldn't have bought it, but I let the hype get to me, was Sparking Zero. I played maybe 1 or 2 full campaigns and I just put it down. And this is terrible because I bought the full edition season pass and I have not picked it up. When it came out 2 years ago, I have not picked it up since. So yeah, I'm really done. Same thing with not Sparking Zero. What came out? Fighters. Same thing with Fighters. Like, I tell myself I'm not gonna buy it, and then I end up buying it, but I'm not doing it no more. I promise, I'm not doing it no more. So you will not see no fighting games on this channel, unfortunately. If you want to see that, you gotta go somewhere else. Same thing with racing games. I used to love racing games. I used to love the Burnout series. Love Need for Speed. Love Midnight Club. All those things. Growing up, I really loved playing, but again, it's just one of those things I just kind of grew up out of. But anyway, back to Expedition. Yes, I love Expedition 33. I love this so much. It's literally, for me, it's in my top 5 of all time. That's how much I love it. I just recently did the DLC. I have not beat the DLC, but I beat the main part of it. I haven't beat the last what is it, 4 battles in the challenge tower, for obvious reasons. If you know, you know. But yeah, I love that game. I had to initially add it in my top 5. My top 5 of like all time, of course, not in any order, but Expedition, Elden Ring. I always go back and forth between the first and second gen of Pokemon. Definitely Pokemon Coliseum, and we'll get to Pokemon too, because I'm a big Pokemon fan. I probably should have wrote this down before I started. I wrote everything down with this. I wasn't planning on talking about this, and I can't think of a last one as of right now, but I know there's definitely one. But yeah, that was my number 1 favorite game. Probably should have did this in backwards order, but number 2 would be the Digimon game. Yo, when I tell you, for me anyway, Digimon is finally started to get good video game wise. My first technically my first Digimon video game was Digimon World 4 back on the PS2. And when I tell you that for me at that time, that game was confusing. I didn't even get that far in it. Didn't even really play it. And from what I hear, Digimon World 4 was like nobody's favorite, so I don't know that bad. But no, after that, it took me all the way to Digimon Survive to play a Digimon game. Digimon Survive was so good to me. Like, that type of game. It was just so different, but it was just so good. Like, I could not wait. Like, I didn't know that you had to follow a certain key path and things like that. Once I looked it up, because I got, you get Agumon, and then I messed up and didn't get Greymon. I was like, I am not messing up again. I went, saw you had to do, made sure I got my War Greymon and my Metal Greymon and my War Greymon. Yo, again, it was a great story. Definitely was not kid friendly. But I loved it. Definitely a lot of talking. I ended up getting one of my friends into it, and like that was his main thing. I was like, yeah, bro. But once you get like that opening, prologue and stuff like that, all the talking. Once you get past that, the gameplay is just so satisfying. Getting the Digimon that you would like want, being able to go out and recruit Digimon. It was just so fun. Such an experience. Good rewards on doing like New Game Plus and things like that. But anyway, back to Digimon Time Stranger. Yo, I was skeptical at first because, on the Switch, so I have a PS5, a Switch, and I have a gaming laptop, but I hardly ever use my gaming laptop. When I say I hardly ever use, I mean hardly. And then I only use my Switch for like Pokemon, little Smash Brothers, and then random little games here and there. But yo, Digimon Time Stranger was so good. I was so happy they put a demo out, because that's what I needed to gauge to see if I was going to buy it. I was on the fence, but when I played that demo, and plus the fact that the demo crosses over to the full game, yo, I was hooked. It was just so much that I wasn't expecting, and I'm glad they had all these new Digimon I've never seen before. The animations were good. The only thing I wish it had was like the original voices for like, the main series Digimon, like your Agumon, Gabumon, all of that stuff. The generic voices was kind of like whatever. But that's like nitpicky thing. Yo, the game, the story, like all of it was just so good. Yo. I honestly wish they got more attention, but it's one of those games, and along with Survive, it's like one of those things. It's like I feel like it's building blocks. So as long as they keep having successes, the next game, as long as they make like really good games, really concise, and then like how they're doing all the DLC and things like that, just adding more value to the game. Like I think as long as they keep doing that consistently, Digimon is going to get up there. And I think it's going to get up there with Pokemon because they're always having a new anime. They're always introducing new mons and things like that. There's that old debate. You're probably going to ask me, well, what do you like more, Digimon or Pokemon? And for me, it's always been different. Like, I've been playing Digimon since I was in the first grade. My first I mean, not Digimon, Pokemon since I was in the first grade. My first Pokemon game was Yellow. So that's what I grew up on. And I've played every single generation. I have not missed a single main series game. I can't say the same thing with Digimon because just to me, like, I never had an interest in the games until more recent years. But yeah, I'm rooting for Digimon. I am rooting for it. The anime has always been good. I've never seen all the anime. So here and there, I check it out. But recently, I haven't been too interested. But these last two games that I played, oh my gosh, they've been great. Number 3 for me would be Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei was really good. Ghost of Yotei is one of those games where, and I think, you know, again, I'm like late to the party, but Ghost of Yotei is one of those games where like Ghost of Tsushima, Lord Jesus, we're doing one take. Ghost of Tsushima was so great. It's like, how could you possibly improve on it? I don't think Ghost of Tsushima won Game of the Year. It could have. I couldn't have. I can't remember what won Game of the Year that year. You know, it might have been Last of Us. I think they came out the same year as Last of Us 2. But anyway, this one was really good. It just suffered because the first one was already so great. I feel like they really played it safe, and they didn't branch out enough. What they did with the different weapons was really good. It was really good with changing it up from how you had the different stances in the first game. But you know, you hear a lot of people say the story is a very basic story, and I can see that. I feel like there's still some nuance to it. You know, typical revenge story. There's some nuance to it, but the story worked. You know, it served its purpose, and it was entertaining. As well as the gameplay. The gameplay was really good, and the Easter egg you get like close towards the end of the game, it was really good as well. I think once I got to the Easter egg, I did not. Yeah, I made sure I had that on clip. Like the drip is always good in the Ghost games. The abilities, like all that stuff is always good. It's just only so much you could do. Now, people say, well, should they make a third one or not? Like, they could probably just chill with this. And yes, I'd be fine with it. If they do a third one, like how Ghost of Tsushima was like 300 years before of Yotei, if they were to do another one, only way I could see them making it cool or interesting if they brought it to like a more modern time, and you're like a ninja, but like say you're like a ninja, like you was raised in the country, you know, deep in the forest, but you have to go to like the city of Japan or whatever, you know, like you have to go to the city life and be a ninja while everybody else got guns and stuff like that, and you have to adapt it, or something along those lines to make it interesting and make it stand out from the first two in the series. Other than that, yeah, it was a good game. I thought the voice actor was really good. The plot twist with the family, kind of saw it. Like once it's about to happen, you kind of know it's gonna happen. But yeah. Next, Outer Worlds 2. That is my number 4 favorite game of last year. Outer Worlds 2 was really... I've never played any of the Fallout games, or... I don't think I've ever played any games like this. So, and I always wanted to play Outer Worlds 1, I just never got around to it. So when Outer Worlds 2 was announced, I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. And I was really happy. And I think what the cherry on top of it for me was the fact that I got the best possible ending. I got the ending where you could talk. Well, I don't want to spoil it. I don't spoil it for anybody. But yeah, I got the best possible ending on the first round, like the first go round. So that was really cool. But no, gameplay wise, it was fun. You know, checking out the different guns and finding like my favorites and putting them in rotation and things like that. And I would say for me, I wish they had more armor customization or like cooler armor or something like that. I don't know, maybe it was just some stuff I missed, but I wore some of the same armor throughout the whole game. Used most of the same abilities, like the shield, and yeah. But no, it was a really fun game. It was fun having my choices matter, and fun that it was good to know that doing pretty much, I did most of the side missions, probably like 90-95% of the side missions. Doing all of those side missions really affected how the end of the game worked, and that was good to know. Like, I wish more games would include that in their development, having the side missions, not just getting weapons and experience and things like that, with the choices that you make, how much they matter. And my last game for 2025, like I said, we're doing one take, is Pokemon Legends ZA. I've mentioned Pokemon a couple of times, so you probably should have known this was coming. ZA. Now, I played Pokemon Legends Arceus when that came out, and it was very fun. It was new. Pokemon was trying something new. Legends, now don't get me wrong, Legends wasn't a bad game. It was missing that, like, I don't know, it was just missing that, like, rawness that Legends Arceus had. I would say it had some improvements, and then there's some things that, like, I wish they didn't change. Like, I get why they changed it, but I feel like because they introduced such a cool mechanic, I feel like they should have kept it the same. And what I mean, like the trade in Legend Arceus, because it wasn't a multiplayer game, there was an item you could use called the link cable item, and you could basically trade yourself a Pokemon to evolve it, like Golem and Machamp, stuff like that. But that's not in the ZA game because that's a multiplayer game. Like, again, I get why. It was just such a cool thing, and for somebody who grew up as a kid, as a only child, you know, I was like, when I got older and I got back into Pokemon, yeah, I was the guy who bought a second DS so I could trade myself and get all the Pokemon I never had when I was a kid. So again, that's just a personal nitpicky thing. But as far as like the story and things like that, it was actually, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to enjoy it, just because of how different it was. Because when I found out it was just going to be in a city, I was like, well, that's no fun. We had a whole region to go around in Arceus. So, you know, that kind of sucks. I haven't played the DLC yet. I got to get back. I'm one of those people where I have to be in the mood to play certain things. So I'll get around to the DLC eventually. But yeah, as far as the base game goes, I enjoyed it. It just wasn't my favorite game. I figure like it can't compete with what I had. You know, it's not going to compete with Expedition. Digimon Dog Pokemon last year. Ghost of Yotai, you know, that's already coming at like a 7-8 as far as quality. And Outer Worlds was a new experience for me, which it was like, those two for me is like kind of interchangeable, but I put Outer Worlds too just because, like, mainly because of the ending I got that kind of like pushed it, like that made me happy that I got like one of the best possible endings. So but that, like, yeah, Pokemon, it just didn't do enough. But yeah, so yeah, those are my in order, like my favorite to least favorite games of 2025. Okay, so games I'm looking forward to this year, starting with, I guess you could say March, not necessarily gonna go by a month, but this is kind of like in order, is Monster Hunter Stories 3. When I tell you that I enjoyed Monster Hunter Stories 2 so much, it was like, for me, it was like Pokemon on steroids. The fact that you get to ride your monsters, you know, you get to change up their movesets. It was so much like detail you could add into the skill tree for your monster and things like that. The whole technical, it's been a while since I played it. The whole technical, speed, power, dynamic, that was really good. And then all the weapons that you had, it was like, even though it's like cartoony and things like that, I still enjoyed it. It was still really fun. And I didn't, because 2 was, I never played 1, and 2 just kind of came out of nowhere. I just gave it a try and I ended up loving it so much. Of course, I couldn't wait for 3. So that's my first anticipated game of this year. After that would be Crimson Desert, which is like literally like a week later comes out. So of course I'm getting Monster Hunter Stories 3, and then once I beat that, I'm going to move on to Crimson Desert. But yeah, Crimson Desert looks really fun. Never played Black Desert, which this is a completely different type of game, I think. from Black Desert. But it just looks really fun. I was telling somebody earlier, it looks like Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War, like on steroids. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why these developers keep making these maps so big. I'm a 30-something-year-old gamer, and I'm not going all the way, all of these places on these maps. I'm not doing it. Like, unless unless a YouTube video comes out, oh my gosh, you gotta go all the way to this tip of the corner and get the best, blah blah blah. I'm probably not gonna do it. Like, I'm a type of person that loves exploring, but I just keep making these maps bigger and bigger. Like, goodness sake, bro, it's already looked like it's gonna be a 100-hour game. Like, but yeah, it looks really fun. It looks real crisp, graphics, all that thing. I'm pretty sure the story is gonna be pretty good. Next would be Phantom Blade Zero. For obvious reasons, this looks like it's going to be one of the best action games of this year. It looks like a super fast-paced, like God of War, or it looks like it's going to be a real good, what's it like, Wukong? You know, those type of action games. Look like it's going to be really fun. I've seen some of the gameplay that's come out in the last year. It looks like it's going to be just like how the trailers depicted. As far as the cinematic scenes and stuff, looks like it's gonna be really good, intuitive, and things like that. Next, so I already said that I'm a Pokemon fan. We already talked about it. Pokemon Champions. The main reason I'm still in love with Pokemon is because of the battling online. I love singles battles, and Pokemon Champions is exactly something that I'm looking forward to. Whether it be on the Switch or on my phone, I can't wait. Because I'm always the type of person, I love like strategy-based type of games. Like, I come from a line of playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like I said, Pokemon, things like that, Checkers, Connect 4. Like, I always used to love playing stuff like that as a kid. And to me, it's like taking that, just making it more fun. So I love battling and all that things online. I can't wait till Pokemon Champions comes out. I already got my teams ready. So cool. And then lastly, and of course there can be something that changes on here, but my last game that I'm really waiting for to come out this year is Marvel's Wolverine. Been waiting for this for a hot minute. We saw some pretty decent gameplay last year. I can't wait. I love the Spider-Man games, and I can't really wait to see what they do with Wolverine. Yeah. Those are my games I'm looking forward to. I have a couple honorable mentions, and then we're gonna wrap up for today. Honorable mention number one is Pragmata. That comes out soon, I believe, in another month or two. I've seen a little bit of gameplay. This one of those games I'm gonna have my side eye on. Pragmata looks cool, looks different, so I'm gonna have my side eye on that. So this one, also, I don't have a Switch 2 yet. But I'm actually waiting for this game to come out to see if I'm going to get a Switch 2 or not. If this game's really good, I'm definitely getting a Switch 2. If not, I'm just going to wait a little longer till whatever. It's Duskbloods. Everybody know about Duskbloods. My first Souls-like game was Elden Ring, just like with a whole nother, million people. Which I'm actually just started my third character. My friend just started playing. He's loving it. And I just started my third character. So I'm figuring that out because it's a build I've never done. It's a Faith build. I never did Faith before. So, if you got any cool builds, send it to me. But yeah, Duskbloods. It looks pretty cool. Night Ring. I thought Night Ring was going to be just greatness for me. I know it's doing good, but like for me. But when I tried it when the demo came out, the live demo or whatever. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it, so I didn't end up getting it. And I know Duskbloods is going to be a straight traditional FromSoft game. So I'm looking, that's why I'm not like super pressed, but I will have my eyeballs straight on that trailer when it drops more gameplay and things like that. But yeah, so looking out for that. Lords of the Fallen 2. So I have Lords of the Fallen 1. I picked it up for sale maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. I technically started it, but it's one of those things where I started a little bit and then I just stopped playing it. I think that's when Digimon came out, when I started playing it. So that probably wasn't too smart, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Lords of the Fallen 2, but I'm not gonna get it until I beat Lords of the Fallen 1. That'll influence me. So at some point, maybe during the summer, I'll get to it. You know, with Crimson Desert and Monster Hunters coming out early in the year, it's gonna take me a while to beat those. So probably after I beat those, I'll go back to Lords of the Fallen 2. And then lastly, games I'm looking out for, even though technically it hasn't been announced, it's the 30th year anniversary, so we'll find out most likely next month, in the next month, is Pokemon Generation 10. There's been rumors, but like I said, this is the 30th year anniversary, and there's no way they're not announcing Generation 10 this year. There's no way they're not. If they somehow miss out, because it's already been about, what, 3 or 4 years since Gen 9 came out. This is about the time they would announce a new gen. So this is perfect. It's the 30th anniversary. They showed the fat Pikachu. You know what I'm saying? They're doing all this stuff. All this stuff is coming out. You got Pokepedia coming out. You got Pokemon Champions and whatever else. This is the perfect year to drop Gen 10, and I cannot wait. Like I said, I love battling. I love looking at the new designs. I love it all. You know what I'm saying? They brought Mega Evolution back. I'm happy about it. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions, and that's the video. So like, if there's anything you want to see on the channel, oh yeah, I did say something about horror. So I don't really play horror games really at all, for real. But if I do play something, it's gotta be something that I can defend myself, because I tried playing Outlast 2 and I couldn't finish it because I was too scared, because I couldn't defend myself. I couldn't fight back. So like, there's games you don't see on this list, like Resident Evil. Also, I do not care about Grand Theft Auto, if you didn't notice it at all. Like, I'll play it, but it's not something I really care about. So that hype for me is kind of whatever. It keeps getting pushed back. Sorry, y'all. But yeah. If you'd like to see more videos like this from me, let me know. All right. Y'all be blessed.